Hello, Speed Gaming 5. Welcome to the Super Metroid Randomizer League 2021 Week 6 race between Saffron from the catJAMMERS and 64-bit Link from Gravity Skip. Tonight we have a full randomizer for you, and with that full randomizer, we're also going to have a random start location. So it's going to be super exciting to see how the runners get out of the mess that they're thrown in, and I can't wait to see it. So my name is Kev Nastix, and I'm going to introduce Plumst. Plumst, how you doing tonight? What are you looking for tonight?
I'm doing great. I've been actually really enjoying these full rando with random start logic series I've been seeing this week.
I think it's been pretty cool. It's a really neat spin on it. You know, everybody's used to seeing runners either start out in, Series Station and vanilla game, or starting out right on Planet Zebes in a traditional randomizer. So you're used to seeing everybody, go downstairs, get their morph ball, and whether it's in the first item or the ceiling, then just kind of a vanilla start almost, with a couple additional checks. Here, well, they could be started anywhere. We could see a start in Lower Norfair, we could see a start in Wreck Ship, we could see a start in Pink Brinstar, maybe even Meridia. There's been some really wild starting positions. So we're just about to find out where we are. I can't tell with this color palette, but let's see. Let's see.
Okay, it's my sports spawn.
Would you believe me if I told you I had this exact same start this morning when I played my practice seed this morning?
I mean, there aren't too many locations, but I'm just glad that it's that you didn't get the troll location. This is one of the more forgiving spots to start at, but I think one thing I personally like about the random start is how, since you're so used to starting right at the criteria surface, that here you have to think, all right, depending on what items I get, I might have to change the way I normally route things, and especially since it's full rando, there's so many more locations to have to keep track of.
Well, yeah, if you notice right there, Saffron has Morph Ball and has Supers, so it doesn't have any other items to check to make any other checks there. We have no bombs, we have no power bombs, so that could be potentially problematic for the runners trying to remember what areas they have been in, what areas they haven't been in, and what areas they might have been able to check without certain equipment that they might have to go back for later with the appropriate equipment to do that check.
Yeah, the lack of power bombs is actually quite awkward. So it looks like Saffron's gonna continue to the right and possibly, yeah, down toward the Spazer check. While Link, if he goes back into Green Brinstar, there
He's going to
are
get
a few
stuck.
items open.
I don't know if he can get anything right now. He could go fight Spore Spawn right now, but he
Oh,
could
you're
also
right.
he
Yeah.
could soft lock himself in there if he doesn't get power bombs at Spore Spawn. So already getting beat up by those hoppers. Going to take a save with our missiles, supers, and morph ball. But see, Saffron has already found speed at Spazer, so that will give Saffron access to Green Brinstar. And right now, that would be exactly where I would expect him to go. Because without bombs, he could check the high jump location. Um, no, I think you need bombs. No, you can. There's a shop lock up there. So it looks like we're going to need a Spore Spawn fight from 64-bit Link, and looks like Saffron is going to go check the high jump boots location.
Yeah, this is actually quite a risk for Link, and considering how slow this check
Seriously.
is, I mean, he needs the Spore Spawn item to even have some type of I think bombs or power bombs, otherwise he can't get out.
Yep, and also to mention that both 64-bit Link and Saffron are going to have to watch their health. You know, in the vanilla game, you've already gotten the Terminator E-Tank at this point, and both are just slightly above critical health right now. 64-bit Link is in a more precarious situation right now than Saffron is. Just opting with just using straight supers on Spore Spawn. I can't remember if it's 3 or 4 rounds with supers. But not getting very much health. That's gonna have to be careful.
Ooh, he was a bit low on that super. I believe it's 10 missiles total for Spore Spawn, so that'd be like 3 supers and 1 missile. I think the same as Kraid. But yeah, like as you mentioned about the health, because it's full rando, you already won't know. Whoa, Link's bit low on health there, but you don't know where all the tanks are since they could be at any of the locations. And even worse, sometimes the game will logically try to. Oh no, Link! Wow, he actually got hit there. Well, they might try to try to restrict tanks to force. The logic might force you to do something without the E-tanks available.
Yeah, that's true. Saffron taking a very big risk here, going down here with just the power suit. This is not likely to pay off. Can definitely doesn't have enough health to do any of those checks right there. So if I was Saffron, I wonder if he's forgotten that he can go through Blue Brinstar, can go through those blocks with speed. And I'm guessing that that's where first power bombs could be, but also Red Tower is an option. I don't know if it's in logic right now, but Saffron's also critical on health. Gonna have to be careful. Maybe might take the Sloter's refill today. And 64-bit Link deciding to gamble on power bombs and giving another shot at Spore Spawn. Yeah, I thought so. Tracy M is confirming that Red Tower is in logic. I thought it would be in logic, but I thank you for the verification. I appreciate that.
Yeah, it could be Red Tower, but well, no, he doesn't have speed to get through, so he'll be fine. But yeah, definitely still needs to find those power bombs somewhere.
And here we've got the Slaughter's refill from Saffron, which there's absolutely no shame. We've seen some very low health starts in these random start locations, and I mean sometimes that's just randos being randos. And you really have to pay attention to your movement. You really have to pay attention to where everything is on the screen and be a little bit more careful. Which I don't know, is speedrunning in a lot of areas you're used to doing deboosts and stuff like that. So sometimes you have to really change your approach on the room. Down goes Spo, and I'm really hoping for 64-bit Link's sake that he finds some power bombs or bombs down here behind Spore Spawn, or we're gonna have another reset and another route choice.
Yeah, I mean, so far the routing has been, I mean, extremely awkward since having to go get that speed booster and likely turn around to find more progression.
Oh, ouch.
Yeah, just a missile.
So that hurts for Gravity Skip, but we haven't really seen Saffron pick up much as well, so they're kind of still in the same position with the exception of Speed Booster and a little bit of knowledge. Saffron going to make that trek into Green Brinstar, and you can take quite a while before you see some of these runners get out of their starting positions. I had one start in Lower Norfair the other day. It took me 10 minutes to get out of there. I think we saw a runner the other day struggle with a backup gauntlet start, not quite knowing exactly where to go to find your items. So there's our first pack of power bombs right there at the early supers room. So GG for Saffron. I'm sure 64-bit Lick will find his way there eventually.
Yep, nice to finally get those power bombs as he can now do the vast majority of these early game checks.
This is a really good area to be very close to. It's a very high volume area. You've got 5 checks here. You've got 3 checks down in Eddie-Coons. You can go back up and check what's behind Gauntlet. You can go Terminator and maybe go Green Brinstar with Plasma Beam, which is a good find. And having one E-Tank there, I also wouldn't be surprised if Saffron takes kind of a reverse meme route and goes to some of those high density item collection areas. Could also decide to go up Red Tower and then kind of do a counterclockwise cleanup and maybe go Gauntlet from there, or take a risk and maybe go to Wreck Ship. We have 10 power bombs now, so there are definitely a lot of choices that are opened up, and being a total randomizer, you kind of got to just take your pick and run with it.
Yeah, I'm not I think going in either direction is fine since it's not. Oh, there's that. Yeah, gotta pick up that speed booster. I guess it does depend on what the runners want to do, following their checks. I mean, I think direct ship play is fine with the speed booster, but going down Red Tower is clearing crate. That's always an option as well.
You're absolutely right about that. We did see a runner either last night or the night before that. I think it was Kishmo that did a no tank Fantoon fight, which is exceptionally bold. So that's where the large difficulty would be. Even though wreck ship is a high volume area, it's also an extremely dangerous area with just the power suit. So I think our runners would be more likely to check safer locations initially, and hope for a little extra protection with energy packs, or maybe a little extra protection with a suit. And being a full randomizer, you can find suits anywhere. Almost anywhere.
Yeah, we'll see what direction Saffron decides to go, as he can go to the right back to Big Pink, or go up and at least see the gauntlet area. And it looks like he will. Big Pink is closer, so that's, I guess, more attractive to him to clear that first.
You also look at the volume of choices you have down there. He's going to check the spore spawn location. He'll, most likely check Mission Impossible. We'll check the E-Tank, vanilla E-Tank location right there. There's also the charge area for a check. We can see what's at charge beam location. Now he's got to be careful with the power suit, no save. He's got plasma, but these side hoppers do a remarkable amount of damage with just the power suit. But he's safe. Saffron's a very experienced player, and not really rewarded for his potential peril.
Yeah, and it looks like Link actually deciding to go all the way into the business center area. As well. I know I saw him check the Croc escape item, which was just an E-Tank.
Yeah, the knowledge of that is, I think, really important. I have last location to gravity suit at that check because I didn't make it. So sometimes knowledge is just the perfect thing for these runners. Now it's a little bold to go to Bubble Mountain because you only have one check. Now that's not a very hard, but he has no power bomb, so he can't even get to it.
Yeah.
So, and just missiles. But again, knowledge, can really help. Maybe that will decide later. 64-bit Link might decide not to go to Red Tower and decide to make a play for another location. Ooh.
Looks like he's going to try to actually access Croc.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, this is rough having to do a gate glitch while with no tanks.
I'm pretty sure 64-bit Link might not be aware that speed will give him Big Pink access. I'd be surprised, but that's a really bold play. But again, I think you're very used to doing these rooms in a particular order, and you're in a race. I mean, you could really be thrown out of your element just randomly being put at a location to start off. This seed not being very friendly so far. How do you feel about ammo early on?
I mean, in terms of ammo,
what do you want to see in the first 5 minutes with ammo?
As in how much they want to pick up?
Yeah.
I mean, personally, I will gladly pick up at least 15-20 missiles and also 15-20 power bombs. Just because in full rando, when you don't have bombs or any other explosive, many of these checks actually require usage of power bombs. So collecting a lot of power bombs is actually pretty good.
I am always looking forward to getting a lot of power bombs in the beginning, especially without having bombs. You play the vanilla game, you're very used to having bombs, and man, I freak out about my power bomb count all the time.
And I think picking up enough missiles is fine. I mean, you might have like a internal clock of, alright, I don't want to pick up every missile pack, but at least getting to that 30 to 40 range if you're anticipating that, charge is going to not be found. And then maybe pick up even more once you're closer to go mode.
Yeah, I'll probably pick up more ammo in a full randomizer than I would in, say, something like a Chozo, where there's less locations that charge beam could potentially be. But when you have roughly 100, you got 100 locations where an item can be, you're less likely to find it. So it's definitely good to pick up as many missiles and supers as you can. I can tell you, I was in go mode minus ammo one time because I didn't find charge beam, and I had ignored so many missiles before. I'm like, if I didn't ignore those missiles, I could be hitting up G4 right now.
Yeah, it looks like Link is. Oh, he finds power bombs at Alpha PBs. That's really good for him. Yeah, because I was gonna say this is also a risk because if it weren't for those power bombs, he would have to take the long way around again. In criteria.
He's rewarded though. Unfortunately, he would probably rather have seen an E-tank there, and Saffron taking a really big risk with just the power suit trying to do this early X-ray check. I'm not so. I mean, gets it, but if this isn't an E-tank, where did Saffron save last?
Oh, there it is. There's an E-tank for him.
Oh man. So we got a really good item there for 64-bit Link. What happened? Did they die?
Yeah, I think he got caught going out of the
B-Tom? Or not a B-Tom, a Boyan? One of the Boyans?
I missed the actual death, but yeah.
Oh, Bioplume. Oh, ouch. I wonder if we're going to see
be a lot more costly, as he still only has his upper north business center save.
Yeah, I wonder if we're going to see 64-bit Link take out his aggression again with supers and missiles when he reconfronts the screw attack. And I absolutely bet that he's going back up there because, to his knowledge, these are the first powerbomb packs that you should find. Ooh, oh no. Monka S. That's brutal.
When you're often used to a major minor or the normal start locations, you just assume you're gonna have an E-tank pretty early. These seeds are quite unique.
This is no joke.
Yeah. And going through some of these rooms actually makes it trickier.
No kidding. So the wildest one I had, as far as taking a long time and finding health and all that, was a lower Norfair start. I got Morph Ball and Ice Beam, and I was right outside jail PBs. So I had to get through all the acid and then get to the Three Musketeers, and then kill the Three Musketeers with literally an Ice Beam. And so it took getting there, and then 120 shots on each one. I think I died it like 2 or 3 times. It took me almost 12 minutes to get out of there. By the way, that was pretty impressive for Saffron with all those D-boosts for the early X-ray. But right now with a low health seed, I would imagine, even though it was a tough check and he would have rather have a much stronger item, I think he's happy to just have another E-tank at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And I mean, in his mind, since he has not done the red tower checks, this really could be a play to wreck ship after this crate kill.
That's true. With the power suit and 2 tanks, it's a little bit risky, but a lot of new route runners do that. And I know the name Saffron well enough to know that Saffron has been playing for a long time, is a very experienced runner, so certainly wouldn't put it past him.
And I do not blame the safety save from Link at all. Again, still not finding an energy tank. These rooms are no joke, since he knows he'll probably be checking those beta power bombs, which contains a couple of side hoppers.
I think the last time I saved this often before I joined the Randomizer League was like my first, couple months playing the vanilla game, like just learning how to play it. I make sure I save so many times in randos like this because you never know when your next safety is going to come, and I'm just hoping 64-bit Link makes it out of this room this time. He's got a lot more health than he had last time.
Yeah, ironically, since a lot of people can get that deboost setup. Okay, very nice job there. The screw attack makes it harder because you the screw attacking through the enemies instead of getting the easy deboost.
Yeah, I'm actually with you there. Like I said, I had a similar seed this morning, and I definitely got chomped on by a Vileplume, but my seed was a little bit healthier than this one. Oh,
he
ouch.
Ran straight into the. Well, that's why you save.
I'm glad he has a save. Oh, the feels. Come on, 64-bit. Regroup. You can do this.
So yeah, just as I suspected, it looks like Saffron is making the play up the red tower. He's gonna make the same checks that Link is making.
Did Link has okay.
Oh no, yeah.
64-bit Link has forfeited. Well, I mean, it certainly was a frustrating seed. I can understand the frustration, especially in something competitive. I hope 64-bit Link decides to jump on back in, but I mean, I really hope he jumps back in. I mean, we've seen a couple races already this season where Runner was, in a similar situation 20 minutes in and then ended up winning the race because some checks just worked out to their favor. But either way, if we don't get 64-bit Link back, we still have Saffron, who's putting a pretty wonderful display together, getting through these checks pretty quickly. Leaving no stone unturned, which in a full randomizer, I think you're less likely to see runners skip checks than you would in other ones where the logic might be a little easier to follow about where the seed is sending you.
Yeah, I say a lot of the time runners just end up trying to play at 100% as just because the game was when it's this early. There are too many items that might be skipped that you just are, I mean, honestly unskippable. Virtually unskippable, like the Varia suit. So, definitely making the convenient checks is the right play early game.
Yeah, I'm actually primarily a hundo runner. That's my main category, and or at least my favorite category anyways. So when I do these randos, these full type randos, I'm definitely getting in that hundo mood of checking everything, and it's not too slow. I'm pretty good at checking things fast, but I'm always so worried that I'm going to leave behind the exact item I need. And specifically because in the last week of doing this start, I have left my gravity suit behind. I think I've played 10 or 12 of these seeds already, and I've left my gravity suit in an item that I just said, nah, I'm not going to check. It's too far out of the way. So I'm like paranoid about it.
Okay, and it looks like I don't believe Saffron checked the left side gauntlet BT area, so he's gonna go straight to the wreck ship, which I think is a pretty fine play.
I think so.
Yeah, Command Fight is not free, but the screw attack will help. Screw attack and plasma, and speed booster will give him a lot more access to some of the checks, such as those sky missiles, reserve tank, and getting across sponge bath.
So this is the kind of choice that my skill level in the game, or how I feel about my skill level in the game, would influence my decision. I don't feel comfortable going to Fantoon with just 2 E-tanks and a power suit. I would need at least 2 in a Varia for me to feel comfortable, or 1 in a gravity suit. Actually, just a gravity suit I'd feel pretty comfortable in, or maybe 1 in a gravity suit. So me, I would go left and hope that I find something that gives me either Meridia or Lower Norfair access so that I can get to Wreck Ship later.
Yeah, I would tend to agree. I mean, I'm certainly not very comfortable with the Fantoon fight. That's probably the thing I need to work on the most out of the 4 bosses.
Yeah, I've gotten to the point where Fantoon, any category I play, I'm generally pretty healthily set up where Fantoon is not a problem. It just takes a long time because I'm not very good at Dopplering or X-Factoring. I would say deaths, I think I would die mostly on Dragon more than anybody else. Dragon, whether it's chain damage or something else evil that she has in store for me, that's my boss that gets me the most. All right, so we have Screw Attack. We don't have Charge, so if we get an accidental Enrage, Saffron is pretty well protected. Can be protected from the flames if necessary. That Plasma is really good at taking the flames out. Screw Attack will go through the flames. So, judging by that opening, yeah, judging by that opening, I feel really confident Saffron is going to bust this ghost with no problems.
Nice mid pattern on the second, and yeah, this should be looks like a really solid 3-rounder from Saffron.
Really good use of the Screw Attack right there, and like you said, a 3-round and no Enrage, so that was a very, very well done Fantoon fight. So what do you think? Do you think Saffron will full clear Wreck Ship? I mean, without a suit, it's a pretty good guess.
Well, I mean, unfortunately, it's no longer a race. It's just, him trying to finish the seed efficiently. I think it's pretty likely he clears. I mean, especially we're at such an early stage of the game. We've got nothing in terms of progression besides speed boosters. So,
do you think you play it safe and just check pretty much everything? There's no pressure about having to beat the clock. You definitely don't want to leave something behind.
Okay, I would say that theoretically, if this was still at least a currently ongoing race, gravity could push me down, I think, just because the gravity and speed booster gives you access throughout Meridia. But at a minimum, I mean, it has to be a suit, and probably another pretty good item for me to skip Attic here.
I'm going to make a bold prediction here. I'm going to say our suits are going to be somewhere in Blue Brinstar. That sounds like kind of a mean prediction, but that's going to be my prediction. Oh, are we going to see a spark? Come on! Oh, I was hoping to see a spark through the spiky room of death. I've seen that, I think, once or twice before. That's pretty cool. Or maybe I think I have. Still, it'd be pretty cool. Really good use of the morph ball jumping over there, and Saffron not having save right there, has to go back the way he came. So it's going to take a little bit of a time, but as we know, the other racer has forfeited, so Saffron has pretty much up to 3 hours, right?
Yeah.
How well he's making his way through everything, I highly doubt it will take that long. The attic is super comfortable when you have screw attack. You can get through these guys pretty quick. You don't need to worry about wasting any ammo. You don't need to worry about conserving your health too much. Saffron's going to want to maintain a little bit of health getting through all of this to check the speed location. If he's going to blind check it. It's the reserve tank, right? The
Yep.
Behind bowling.
Yeah. That speed booster also gives him pretty easy way up to those sky missiles.
Yeah, it's always rough when you get to a place like this and you don't have the items necessary to do a check. Like if you ended up going to wreck ship and not getting speed, you'll often see this door that Saffron's exiting in. If you go down and to the right, you can go and check what the speed locked reserve tank location is, but no need. You can blind check that as well. There's what you were talking about right there. I actually do that spark from that little ledge floating in the air that he ran underneath, but that's a neat way to get up there. I do a diagonal spark to do that check.
Wow, 2 reserve tanks in the sky area.
Oh man. Saffron really wants a suit right now. Okay, I thought he was going to just book out. I mean, you've made it this far. Just go through bowling. It's worth it. And we have 3 checks we can do there. We have the wreck ship reserve, we have the where the gravity suit location is, and then just under bowling, the Chozo location. Saffron should have more than enough health to do this spark up the backside of bowling. Not exactly sure how much health it can take, but it's not a very far spark. But you want to maintain some health in case you have an accident in the water on your way back. So this isn't precarious health, but it's definitely not ideal at this point. For me, anyways. There we go. Unfortunately, where that power bomb was laid earlier wasn't really quite worth it. Had to use another one, but wasn't quite worth the spike hit. So 83 health, wave beam, which is, again, it's a very good item. So we're 1 beam short of 2 beams short of a full beam combination. It's a really good item for extra firepower. Really help out, but definitely Saffron is wanting a suit right now, or some kind of progression to tell him where he ought to go next.
Yeah, wave beam definitely a great quality of life, and it picks up another E-tank, which is also nice. But overall, I mean, the wreck ship really not having much as
Nope.
well. We're still just looking for, progression everywhere.
So this is where I would have benefited from being not a very strong and comfortable wreck ship runner at this point. I would have done the cleanup around Blue Brinstar, and I actually may have chanced Gauntlet. With that power bomb counting before wreck ship, 2 full E-tanks. I think I would have done Gauntlet, and then circle down. Not sure.
Yeah, well, screw attack definitely making Gauntlet a lot easier.
It's a much more attractive check. So we're going to do probably criteria P right here.
Yep.
And that spark was
low,
definitely a little too early. Wow, really good short charge. Just deciding to YOLO to gauntlet here. Yeet Samus through gauntlet.
Oh, yes. I believe he did already check criteria BBs. Yeah, he checked that before the wreck ship.
Oh, that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
So I think up here it's just a gauntlet area. And I'm not sure about... I don't think he checked B tier 230.
No. No, and hopefully we get a BT check. We saw one of our race unfortunate BT skip that led to the other runner winning the race. That being a gravity suit location. So, you know, again, random start location. You know, sometimes you don't know if runners are skipping something because it's out of the way, or if they're skipping something because they're just approaching it from a direction that they wouldn't normally approach it. Oh.
Vanilla Gauntlet.
This is... I can see how this could come on. Terminator check and then go Blueprint Star. Oh my God. Bless America.
Just sitting right there the whole time.
Oh, if 64-bit Link had held on for just a few more minutes.
Yeah, and also I remember I was discussing on whether Saffron should go up or to the right from Green Brinstar. I mean, the Varisuit was waiting in plain sight right there.
That's a hot-looking Varia suit right there. I'm digging that palette.
Well, Saffron's definitely got a good route here, as he can just head down back to Retro Bryn and then into the Green Hill Zone to get to back into his Norfair checks.
Yep, and so right now, if I'm the runner, I'm going to be looking for, obviously, Gravity Suit would be on my mind. I don't want to come back here later because these checks are so far from, you know, Upper Norfair, and which we have access to, and Lower Norfair we have access to also. But without having a traditionally strong Lower Norfair worst room in the game access item like high jump, spring ball, space jump, bombs, and also that lava dive is pretty tricky if you don't know how to do you know, a bootless lava dive. You're hoping to find a Lower Norfair access item here or the gravity suit. Saffron's got some really good short charges.
Yeah, very nice. Able to get the, well, it's just vanilla super at climb supers. I believe in logic that normally requires ice, but it's good to at least get the check in.
Yeah, especially with my opponent forfeiting, I would say, you know, let's make this seat as easy as possible. I'm going to pick up items to make sure I have a really comfortable, you know, make sure I have a really comfortable trip through the rest of the map, and make sure I don't have any soft lock possibilities, make sure I myself don't have to take a forfeit. Saffron hasn't saved in a while, maybe feels comfortable, but, you know, every periodically before a big move, it'd be worth it. So we have Chad asking what happened to 64-bit Link. Unfortunately, Link had a forfeit. The seed just kind of was a little too brutal up front. It was a low energy seed, and the checks that were necessary were not really in plain sight. You know, or not quickly thought of. So we're guessing that Link has had enough. Meanwhile, Saffron is showing some really spectacular gameplay and really showcasing Samus's movement capabilities and making a really speedy trek around Zevis, already full cleared wreck ship. I'm still kind of blown away by I mean, we've got a lot of items. We have wave beam, plasma beam, speed, screw attack, morphball, varia suit, but it really just kind of feels like this seed isn't giving you anything. I mean, obviously Saffron's in better shape than he was before, but what an ammo seed.
Yeah, well, the ammo amount of supers he's getting, even more supers at Billy Mays. That's virtually go mode for him already in terms of ammo. Yeah, and he's up to 75. Yep. That is more than enough. Assuming he can do the speed Zeb skip, which he definitely can.
Yeah, he's already showcased some really difficult short charges like that. Ledge under criteria PBs is a really it's a really difficult short charge. So I would imagine Saffron can do that. So I think in addition to gravity suit, Saffron just wants to make sure that they have a comfortable lava dive. They have a comfortable lower Norfair.
Yeah, I'd say, I mean, easily the item you want the most is gravity. Oh, there's high jump. That gives him lower access right there.
I'm a GT Classic runner, and I really dig doing the lava dive with high jump boots, so that would make me happy in this seed that, you know, I'm like, oh, good, maybe I get to do that. I like that trick.
Yeah, I mean, because the boots not only give him access through the lava dive, but also up a worse room in the game, because I don't believe he had... Yeah, he did not have a single item for that yet. At least
right, and there is a jump you can do without high jump boots. It's a frame perfect, pixel perfect jump, but definitely not something, you know, even really experienced Metroid players can do, you know, on command. So again, trying to make it more comfortable. And I do want to mention, just speaking of GT Classic, because I had the lava dive on my brain, I want to give a shout out to a GT Classic runner named Ruya, who has the world record now for GT Classic, has taken the title, 32-31, I believe. So GG Ruya. So where do you think Gravity Suit will be? We've seen a lot of seeds where Gravity Suit has been chilling in Meridia.
I think it's actually most likely going to be somewhere up here in the upper part of Norfair, not the lower part. Given the seed was a little bit strange with the starting item locations. I mean, Varia was in like I said, pretty free to obtain whenever you wanted to. So I don't anticipate gravity being anywhere, at least hard to get to.
So I don't think it's going to be hard to get to, but it could be pretty far away. So I will tell you that I had the exact same starting position that these gentlemen had tonight in the seed I did this morning. And I did all the checks Saffron has already done. And I decided not to go to Croc. All right. So instead of going to Croc right here, I went to Lower Norfair. I actually found my gravity suit in Lower Norfair by, I want to say it was not jail PBs. It was the room right before the Hoda Ruby missiles. The room. No, it was by the Three Musketeers. That's the room it was. And that's where I found my gravity today.
Yeah, it looks like Saffron is at least gonna go toward the Croc area. Let's see if he decides to fight Crocmeyer.
Oh man, I love that swag, but it cost him a little bit. You might as well add a little bit of swag here while you're playing, you know? By the way, no charge beam. I don't think we're going to see a soft block here, but for anybody that, you know, is low on ammo and thinks that Croc would be a good play without charge beam, it's definitely not. Basically, you have to fire missiles and super missiles to keep getting Croc walking backwards. If you misfire too many times, Croc will run at you and try to push you toward a spiky wall. Got the swag spike suit right there.
That was easy.
One time in it. I really, one of my favorite things about this game is when you have a moment like this, and you have some moments while you're waiting for Croc to die, and or you're waiting at G4, or you're waiting for Shack Tool. There are a couple really cool places in the game where the individual runners, their personality will come out with kind of how they make Samus dance, how they make Samus kind of emote in those locations, or they'll do a little bit of memeing. But I wonder if you watched enough Super Metroid, if you could tell who was running just by what they do during those quiet times.
Yeah, I mean, there's certainly lots of runners who have their, I guess, rituals or tendencies with whenever they have to wait.
It's like when you see a run. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, I think the bigger hints are the items they decide to run with. Because I know there are people that like skipping spring bars, people like skipping X-ray, things like that.
Oh yeah, for sure. I think I did comms for another runner the other day that I knew for a fact does not like wreck ship at all. So generally does not make a wreck ship play. So you're absolutely right about that. But it's also kind of funny too, again, how they can make Samus emote. Like you can see a runner's frustration. They'll waggle the arm can, high speed, just standing there, or tilting Samus back and forth, going, "Where do I go next? I don't know what to do."
Yeah. So unfortunately, it looks like Croc had nothing of note either. So Saffron likely to just go down to Norfair. He can check Bulb Mountain. I mean, personally, I think Gravity is just somewhere in Bulb Mountain. But his equipment's pretty well. It's pretty fine for going clearing Lower Norfair.
Yeah, I think with that many supers, plasma beam, speed, I'm definitely checking all of Lower Norfair first before I'm going to Bubble Mountain. This should be a pretty comfortable dive for a runner. No, I guess Saffron is going to go up. Saffron is going to decide to do the Bubble Mountain checks. Maybe hope to find something that will help the Lower Norfair journey be a little faster, like space jump. Or maybe find that gravity suit, because that will help with some damage. I have had a hard time at Ridley with just the Varia suit, because that gravity suit also helps reduce damage. We're going to get a cathedral check here. So Saffron being thorough.
Yeah, cathedral is always awkward if you have the fast speed axis, so might as well check it now. Grapple beam.
Is it grapple? Nice. Suitless Meridia, all we need is ice. It would be cruel, but I have seen a seed do this before. It would be absolutely cruel if Saffron gets all through Bubble Mountain checks and the Upper Norfair checks, and then goes all through Lower Norfair, and then Gravity is in some wild location like Mama Turtle or Crab Supers, which I have had before.
I mean, I initially wasn't really thinking the seed was going to give us Suitless Meridia, but I mean, that grapple is one piece of the puzzle.
It would be just absolutely brutal if this seed gives us Suitless Meridia. That was just so unfair. So unfair. Here we go.
Oh, charging
ice. Suitless Meridia, baby. Bring it on.
Full beam.
Full beam. Bring it on. What a stacked.
And Saffron's like, my 45 missiles and 85 super missiles and full beam combo. Little overkill here.
Yeah, Samus is definitely far more overpowered than she would be in your typical Rando. Although I got it, in full Rando with just so many places any item can be. It's not unusual to have a lot of ammo. You know, right now health is looking good, item loadout is looking good. Saffron's just hoping for that gravity suit to be in full go mode. I don't know Saffron's play well enough to know if you know, what their abilities are with Sulis Meridia. You know, how comfortable they feel escaping from, you know, Dragon's Lair. How comfortable they feel, you know, with a Crystal Flash Clip to get to Batoon. So, a little bit more swag here. Mock ball up the hill. That's pretty tidy. Looks good. I hate it when I get stuck in that acid. I'll always do that on some vanilla PB run. Get mad at myself.
Yeah, I'm not sure whether or how experienced or comfortable Saffron is with full clearing Meridia suitless, but I mean, I would assume that he's just gonna take this lead at a leisurely pace, just be thorough and check everything.
Yeah.
And more items, regular bombs.
I am. Yeah, I am absolutely enjoying watching Saffron play, though. Really, really great control, good mechanics. Spring ball? Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me?
I like the theming of these item placements.
Dude, it's screaming Sulis Meridia right now. The seat is just screaming for it. just hitting that gate. Was that it? Did he do a gate glitch or did he actually use his beam? This is wild. Yeah, you know what? If we get a suitless Meridia, we're never going to Saffron's gravity suit looks like, and I'm going to have to agree with Asder in chat. That's a little sad. And it is confirmed that Saffron did a gate glitch for no other reason other than he could. And you know what? If it's not dangerous swag, and you're already ahead in the race, why not? Who called gravity at plasma? That's just mean. That's just mean. Even if Saffron is playing by himself. Those Namahes decided to get real brutal. Please save, Saffron. Please save. You don't want to start this seat over again. Thank you.
Well, thankfully, Grav cannot be, I believe, past bot wound. In terms of logic. I know that there are a few more items because it's a full rando. But I don't think any. I think the logic still disallows any location after bot wound to be gravity.
But it can be somewhere in the totality of Lower Norfair.
Yeah.
No sweat. Saffron seems to do these gate glitches just for fun, just for kicks. No worries there.
And yeah, the bottom's item, not an actual room. But yeah, he's gonna have a couple more checks here.
All right, I was really hoping that it was okay. Good. He saw both items. That's a reset right there. So we don't have to fight. We don't have to fight GT. Poor GT. Charging plasma, not the most dangerous fight in the game. I didn't see what the GT super missiles item was though. I saw the missile location was an E-tank.
Yeah, I didn't catch it, but I believe it was. Assuming it was just is ammo.
Now, Saffron still has to be a little careful of his health. I know Saffron is a good player. He's been putting on a display. I mean, has crystal flash ammo, but you know, getting down to Ridley with just the Varia suit really threw me off when I was playing the one day. And Ridley does all these enemies do a surprising amount of damage with just the Varia suit.
Yeah, these golden pirates are well, not golden, his palette, but the pirates in this room are no fun. They do a full tanks of damage with no gravity. Oh, and the Spazer Beam had to make an appearance also.
I don't know if I'm more worried about his health because I don't want to see him to die, or more worried because I don't know if I want to see him run through all the same checks again, you know? Unfortunately, we have to save just that GT. And I gotta come up with something to say. I can't keep quiet. Sorry, y'all.
There's another item. X-Ray unlocks the full-powered microwave. That's gonna make his Meridia fights even faster.
Yeah, I don't think Saffron has been in any real danger or any real precarious situation in about the last 35 minutes here, which is quite the opposite of how this seed started. So I wonder if that's like the MO for these full randos, you know?
Yep, sometimes they start off stingy, but we just had a large deluge of items in the last couple minutes.
Yeah, if anybody in chat doesn't know what microwaving is, you could potentially see microwaving on the Metal Pirates. I'm not expecting it, but it is a possibility. We could, we'll see microwaving on Batoon and Dragon for sure, and Fantoon is already down, so unfortunately we won't get to see that. And although, you know, sometimes when you get this overpowered, I'd almost like to go kill Fantoon twice. We got some speed.
Nice spark setups for the two pirates.
So I still haven't figured out the quick way to kill him with that charge full beam combination. So I still do the speed strats in at least one or two categories. In the GT Classic, I like to microwave the pirates. It's slow, but it's the fastest way I can do that room.
And yeah, Saffron with all the options in the world for this Ridley fight. It looks like he will just go with the 20 charge shot fight.
Yeah, I guess he wants to save those supers.
His 73 super
you know?
Available.
So basically, we got 20 full beam charge shots. We'll end Ridley, or you could go with the higher DPS and pump Ridley full of 30 supers. Saffron is in no hurry. You know, and again, you can see if you're, you can see that, you know, you take some damage from Ridley if you don't have that gravity suit. Really good roll under there. What a quick grab by Ridley. GG, well done. Good fight.
Yeah, that was a really nice fight, especially considering he was doing the charge beam strats. I'm a lot less comfortable with using charge shots compared to super missiles against Ridley.
Yeah, I would say 10 out of 10 times I can kill Ridley faster with supers than I can with a full beam combo. So for me, I guess it would be a matter of how angry do I want to make Ridley and how fast do I want to make him angry. And how soon can I get out of there? So Chad asking again, why did Link concede? It basically looked like just out of frustration from not clearly finding or figuring out exactly where the seed was asking him to go, and the seed being just extremely brutal, front loaded with low energy.
Very nice X-ray clip instead of the spring ball.
I didn't even know that was possible right there. I mean, I have seen one of the cool things about Rando is you get to see so many unique ways to use the physics engine or the glitches or just the way the game is. It's just so fascinating to me how many different ways you can do anything in this game. It blows my mind. All right, so over in this, after this rising acid room here, this is where I found my gravity suit the other day after I did pretty much everything Saffron did with the exception of Croc.
Yeah, it's not there. I think we've seen everything outside of Meridia.
Oh, that's just mean. That's just so mean in this seed. Saffron is just really just navigating this planet so well. I'm really enjoying this movement. That's been my favorite part. I guess with it no longer being a race, you're just kind of, you know, just watching, hoping Saffron will dazzle us with more fancy tech. So gravity can't be speed locked because we can't run through water. So crab supers could be gravity. You could see gravity at Mama Turtle. Left sandpit, I guess you could see gravity, right? Or you could see gravity up in the Campion sandpit. You're right. What about?
It could be up at the beach and watering hole.
That's what I meant. Yeah.
And the
watering hole.
Yeah.
Really nice suitless entry right there. The quick entry. Can be really difficult if you have plasma. Some runners will opt to, well, he doesn't have spazer. But plasma can double hit enemies, so you kill these enemies, you kind of have to start over again. But Saffron also has spring ball, so if he ends up killing the crab or ends up killing the fish, you can still spring ball jump up there. And to be honest, for this particular jump right here, sometimes that can be easy and faster if you can't find exactly. What was I going to say? If you kill a fish, I guess. I don't know.
I say that I personally much prefer doing spring ball jumps compared to freeze strats. But I kind of like what Saffron's going for here. The ice beam. If he freezes that fish above or this fish, and then the fish above in the right location, he can access Mama Turtle a lot faster than having to go all the way up Main Street.
That is cool right there. Look at this fancy business.
Wall jumps too underwater.
This is legit. Now, is one of these jumps a double spring ball jump?
It's only a double spring ball jump if you don't freeze the fish there. But it only needs one if you have the fish in the convenient spot. Looks like he is.
Are we going to see a triple?
Anyway.
What a legend. Holy crow. There we go, showcasing the hitbox of these wild hitboxes are crazy. You got to give Saffron some credit here. You know, it can be tough, you know, in a race that's not a race. But oh my God, I got to give Saffron credit for just putting on a heck of a show for everybody. This has been spectacular. It's been really fun to watch, and we are, I think, in the process of last locationing the gravity suit. And if I'm last locationing a suit, I guess I'm glad my opponent already forfeited. Might make it slightly less frustrating and a little more enjoyable.
Yeah, it's never fun to last location anything, even without backtracks. It's just you realize, oh, it's one of those seeds where I just have to check everything and get gravity in the very last possible place.
I got to imagine that every one of us that has done this, that has played randos, if we've played them enough, we have last location something for sure. Did we get a Crab Supers check? I don't think so.
Yeah, he did not go
Yeah.
up the full Main Street climb. He's gonna check it now. There it is.
There it is. It looked like he was going to jump over it.
Well, you get to see his gravity suit palette.
So maybe
that is indeed a very nice looking watermelon suit.
Is that what it is? Yeah, it is.
Well, watermelon.
Actually, it kind of looks like a Ninja Turtle.
Oh yeah.
Kind of looks like Donatello. I wonder, with all this wonderful tech, if Saffron will decide to dazzle us with any shenanigans, possibly, like a suitless grapple escape just for fun, or Crystal Flash here just for giggles, or just try to complete the seed as fast as he can and be done with it. Even if you have the race won, it can be very frustrating. Here we go, microwave tech. My buddy Papa Schmo mentioning that he had a gravity in the seed in the same location at Crab Supers, and I did the same seed that Papa Schmo did, and he had a better time than me on that, but we both came upon gravity at about the same time for the same reasons. Brutal location. Teenage Metroid Ninja Samus. That's funny. I like reading the chat while I'm watching this too. It's such an interactive experience. This has been great.
Oh yeah, chat is definitely chat can be hit or miss on Twitch, but I'm glad to have it in the speed gaming community at least. I mean that's where I started personally, was just being a chatter myself.
I didn't even know it was a thing until a buddy of mine, wanted to play Super Metroid and wanted to was like, "Hey, you got to stream, dude." And I'm like, "Yeah, I want to really learn how to play this game and run." And I'm pretty brand new to streaming and the whole Twitch experience, so it's just been kind of wild for me to kind of see how interactive it is and kind of cool. It's way cooler than when I used to play video games in like the 80s and 90s as a kid. Making my brother and sister watch me, This is a whole different experience. It's super cool. Well, I was hoping Saffron would hundo this for us. It looks like we're just gonna make our way out of Meridia, head to the G4 area that's slightly expedited. We
Oh,
have a
he
zombie
did fast
batoon.
the spawn wound exit.
All right, this keeps
Very
getting
nice.
better.
That always feels bad when it punishes you for being too fast.
I have never gotten zombie batoon. I have seen it a couple times right now. That was cool. So to explain what just happened there, if you kill Batoon and you get out of the room too fast, Batoon's flag never gets set, his death flag. So Batoon's typically not dead. I think you can also get a zombie crate somehow. I'm not exactly sure. But so basically, Batoon is the game does not think Batoon is dead. So you go back in there and the pillar's still there, and you have to do the fight all over again. And please, somebody correct me if I'm wrong, but I think that's the story. Bye bye, Seppi fish. Or was that the punk fish?
I still get it confused. What if it faces in one direction it's Sephi and the other direction it's Ponk? And yeah, it looks like the only item that we did not see was the space jump item.
That's correct. We did see Spazer, but Saffron, obviously with Plasma, did not pick it up. I feel bad too, Tracy. I too like the space jump. It's not my favorite item, but it's up in the mix. It's in the top 3 non-suit items, I think. Maybe top 4. I do love it.
I mean, if I were to set a seed, the perfect seed for myself, that would be space jump, screw attack. So I don't have to worry about the clean movement.
So to be honest, the only reason I like any percent all better than any percent is because I get to have space jump and screw attack instead of just space jump. Turian is without a doubt one of my favorite parts of the game. It's one of my favorite parts to play. Without space jump, we're going to see as optimal, I believe, a Turian as you can see, kind of without it, or at least the optimal type strats. But Turian, the Metroid rooms, there's so many different ways to do it. You can group the Metroids, you can kill them one at a time. If you don't have ice, you have to power bomb kill the Metroids. They can grab you, you can shake them off, you can bounce them around with screw attack and kind of herd them together. It's so many fascinating options in Turian, and then at the end of it, you get to go through a barrier in various different ways and then fight a giant brain.
Yeah, I actually find it enjoyable in Super Metroid. I personally grew up playing Zero Mission, and they went overkill with the number of Metroids they put in those rooms.
So this is not the only Metroid game I've played. I've played the original Metroid game, but this is the only one I really know anything about. And this is so definitely my favorite Metroid game, but this has become my favorite video game of all time. Just in the last year is the only time I've ever played it. It's my favorite, easy, no contest.
Well, I would definitely agree that this is one of the best to, or the best to spectate. I always give himself hard mode for baby skip. I like this. Come on, Sanford, you got this. Turning off all the beams. Just one more block. Clear that last block.
Oh!
No.
Just a little too high. What a bummer,
that last
man.
jump. Yeah.
Still, that was still clearing all of that, jumping the baby that many times. That was pretty impressive.
Actually, on a related note, one of my favorite things to see, which I guess is kind of a glitch, is when you exit the room, but barely get grabbed, so you're able to leave the room, but you're stuck in the super slow walking animation for the rest of the game.
Oh yeah, that one
Yeah.
is that one is fantastic. So basically, anybody that doesn't know what Plumps is referring to, if you do the baby skip, but the Metroid grabs you just as you leave through the door, the game, I think might not be the best explanation, but it's almost like the game still thinks the baby Metroid's attached to you, so you move slow, and it's almost like you're just going slow motion, and you can actually finish the game that way, or you can go to the save room and reboot the game, and then you're back to normal speed Samus.
Looks like a really nice. I don't know if he turned off screw attack, but if he didn't, that was a nice down back. Sometimes I can't tell with these palette changes.
So many things happen in Super Metroid so quickly. It's really hard to call the action I've seen. Just for everybody out there that doesn't know, Saffron is killing it. Oh, this is fun to watch. I thought we were going to get like a low percent ice fight here, Low percent ice, is that 100 shots? I'm sorry, 200 shots? I always forget. There's so many people in chat, so much better with numbers than I am.
It's 200.
200? Yeah. So we're not going to see stand-up? I guess we're not. So we're not going to see the stand-up glitch from Saffron. Maybe wanted a quick little break. That's okay. And this is actually a fairly fast or just maybe slightly above average time for a total randomizer, for full rando. I've seen a lot of times, an hour and 20 minutes and longer. This will finish up before that, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it depends on the seed for sure, but yeah, full randos typically last at least the 110s, the 120 range.
Yeah, I think in this type of randomizer. Yeah, I was going to say this type of randomizer, you're probably less likely to see a sub-hour finish, although it is possible. Yeah, Diasu, the quickest seed I saw last week was a 43, and that was Kip when he defeated me. That was a different style rando, though, and that was an amazing to watch, and I was happy to get slaughtered. So Kip is so much better than me. I got a 57, I think, or a 56 on that same seed.
I mean, getting sub-hour any seed's still amazing, though.
I had fun. It was loads of laughs.
Kip does the skip things.
So Saffron walking out of here with a GG just about once the timer goes off. I wonder if we're going to see any memeing. This has been so fun to watch, so entertaining to watch. I almost don't want it to be over.
I mean, he's got to try the blue bomber at least. Yep. Ooh,
Come on, go for it.
First try.
Nice behemoth spark up the climb, and now we get a chance to see if it's save, kill, or taunt the animals. Are we going to go for a canon ending, or me? I don't care about it either way, but sometimes I like to punish myself with saving the animals if I have a really bad run.
Respected. It's no longer a race. I'm normally an animal hater, but doing the right thing and saving the animals this time.
I am pro whatever makes the runner happy. Come on, I want to see the ending where you get the speed echoes and then you land in the ship and it's like more than one Samus. Ah, oh, so close.
And Saffron's going to finish with the official SRL time of 1 hour, 19 minutes, and 57 seconds. GG.
GG, Saffron. I'm not sure if we're going to get Saffron in here for an interview. That would be super cool. But if not, it was absolutely wonderful to watch that spectacular display of just awesomeness. Some really good memeing, and I kind of wish 64-bit Link had hung on there a little bit longer, but better luck next time in your next race. This game is hard.
Yeah, I mean, having to play already a pretty unforgiving, difficult game with the unforgiving seed is never take that for granted. And we are now joined by Saffron. Hello.
Yep.
And nicely done.
Thank you.
Yeah, GG, Saffron. You put on quite a display of just awesome movement. It was an absolute joy to watch.
I tried to screw around as much as I could without losing too much time. Show off some dumb stuff.
I mean, I thought it was great. It was excellent control, Samus. Basically 64-bit Link just looked like the seed just kind of got the better of him, just got frustrated, did not remember, or maybe didn't get around to remembering that Speed has access to Pink Brinstar. So
I was wondering about that. I was wondering if he would realize that or not, because it took me a bit.
yeah, he actually did all the same checks that you did before that, just never happened upon the power bombs, obviously, because I think you found your first power bomb pack at early supers, maybe?
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Yeah, I
he
think
gambled and went up to Red Tower. Actually did find power bombs at Alpha PBs, but I mean, at that point, he was still rocking no E-tanks, and I think took a couple of deaths. Took a death to a Violet Plume and to one of the large side hoppers.
like back to back, like right after getting chomped by the Vile Plume, got just mauled by that side hopper in the Beta Power Bombs room. With Power Suit, those things just hit hard.
Oh, definitely, yeah. Ton of damage there. And once you fall in, you're like, you gotta wait through it. You took 16 damage.
Yeah, and you were actually at critical health. Got ahead of us nervous a few times early on in the run. Unhealthy.
Never worry.
I think your lowest, you were down to either 8 or 2 energy. It was wild.
I don't think I was at 2 at any point, though. I think I got close.
Maybe it was 19. I just remember at one point just being a little bit concerned. It was right before you went back through Spacer Room and opted to go up there. I think that's when you remembered that. It was that's what it was. It was coming out of Croc Speedway when you had to farm those bugs for health.
Okay. Yeah. Right. Well, that was for me. That seed wasn't too bad. Obviously, these seeds tend to be pretty long, just by nature, because you don't know where you're gonna start, so you gotta route on the fly, and it's really hard to do that. optimally and quickly. So it takes quite a while, and there's so many spots to find things. There's so few E-tanks early on. It's a whole mess. But I guess I played well enough and actually finished the seed, so that's usually good.
Yeah, it was kind of just a strange seed. It was really stingy, and then suddenly you got a ton of items, but then gravity decided to be last location. So
Yeah.
it just I mean it made the run a little longer, more entertaining for us to watch your run.
I had a feeling as soon as I saw the spring ball, I was considering going back out and going to Meridia, because I knew gravity would be there. I knew it wouldn't be in Lower Norfair, even though it can be if I remember right. I just knew it wouldn't be there because it was, giving me ice. I already had high jump. It was giving me spring, so I was like, it's there, but I think I would lose time by grabbing it, so I decided to go for it.
Well, I think all of your checks and all of the routing you did was, you can tell it was well thought out. There's nobody that could argue with any of your decisions, especially after your opponent forfeits. It definitely takes the pressure off you as far as, I'm going to take this risk because this is a really long and far out of the way check.
Yeah, totally.
So smartly played.
Thank you.
Well, sounds good. Do you have anything else you'd like to say about Rando going, about maybe your next race? Kind of feeling good right now?
Yeah, feeling pretty good. I've been looking at the area boss Rando for a while, and I'm very excited for that one if my teammates decide that I get to run in that one. But that's probably the one I'm most excited for, other than the already done route randomizer. That was definitely my favorite. But this week's been going well so far. I really like this randomizer. I think it's super cool, and yeah, that's it for me.
Well, that sounds great. Well, thank you very much for putting on a really good show for everybody. I tell you. And also thanks to our restreamers, our tracker, organizers, and Plumps. Thanks to you as well. I had a really good time doing this today. So I hope you all have a really good night.
We're going to move to New York.
I know, honey. That's my daughter who's woken up now. All right, I'll be done in just a minute, sweetie.
Yes, please.
All right, I will see y'all next mission. If you want to take us out of here, Plumps.
Yep. Just I guess looking at the schedule, I mean, if you would like this to stay up and watch really late Super Metroid, I mean, if you live in the Americas, there is a race at 5 a.m. Eastern, between OK Beamer and Bison. But yeah, I think that's about it.
Bison,
yeah. Thanks for watching. Thanks to again all the admins, everyone that sets it up. Thanks to Speed Gaming. Make sure to drop a follow, and yeah, we will see you next time.